Hey guys, this is George with ProGamTG, and I'm here with another deck tech. Many of you may know this deck as the Liquimetal Coating combo. Uh, Essentially, it runs a lot of artifact destruction and Liquimetal Coating, which is a 2-drop artifact that taps to make a permanent become an artifact until end of turn, which so we can destroy any artifact on the field or any permanent on the field. Uh, so we've got Liquimetal Coating, of course, as 4 of. Other coding effects are Mere Land Shaper, which makes a land become an artifact until end of turn, and then we have Mere Welder in the sideboard against decks that are heavy on artifact removal, like against the Mirror match. We run for Mere Welder. Honestly, I don't expect to ever see anyone else playing this deck because it's not a fun deck to play against, and it can just die to itself. You could never redraw with a Mono Coding and have a bunch of dead cards in your hand. To help with that, though, we run 4 Ancient Stirrings, which we look at the top 5, we can reveal a colorless card and put it into our hand, and then the rest go on the bottom in any order. If you have to, it can get you a land. If there's nothing else in there, you probably want to get a land. But really, it's in there to get the coatings, the shapers, and the welders. And then we also run Viridian Revel, which isn't so much to get the coatings, it's only good when the coating is on the field. Whenever an artifact is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, we may draw a card. So it's really good to keep our hand stocked. We're going to destroy an artifact, and then we get hopefully, another card that destroys an artifact. Yeah, it's a very big problem with this deck, is it just runs out of things to do very quickly. Because we run a bunch of 1-drop artifacts. On the artifact destruction, we run 4 Ancient Grudge, which is really the reason we go red-green, it's just for that flashback. It becomes essentially a 3-mana 2-for-1, I mean, rather than just a 2-drop destroy target artifact. It's really the reason we go red-green instead of red-blue, because of that flashback, it's that important. We could splash green, but there are a couple other reasons. Green is a really good artifact destruction, and there are a few cards that have kind of grown on me since I started building this deck a long time ago. Now we're running 4 Oxidize, which can't be regenerated. Pretty nice. 2 Shatter. There's probably something better to run in this slot. I don't know. I need to do a little more research, but for now, a 2-mana destroy target artifact, instant speed is fine. 4 Shattering Spree. 1-mana destroy target artifact, and then you can replicate it over and over again, which is good. Normally, you just want to cast it for red. Sometimes you want to destroy 2 or 3 artifacts. It's a pretty good card, especially late game when you can destroy quite a few. Splinter exiles an artifact, and then you get to search its controller's graveyard, hand, and library for all cards with the same name and exile them. This is really good against decks that run a lot of basics, so like mono white aggro. I guess that's really a standard thing. Let's see, we can do it against Soul Sisters because they run a bunch of basic planes. So you use Liquimetal Coating or Mere Land Shaper to make their planes into a artifact, and then you splinter it. So you exile all of the planes in their deck and their hand, which really stabilizes your board state and makes them struggle. Even though they have a lot of really low-costing creatures, you can eventually destroy all their lands. The bad thing about Splinter is it doesn't help us with Viridian Revel because it exiles rather than what's in the graveyard, so we don't actually get to draw there. But that's something we can take for such a good card. We're going to run 4 Ingot Chewer. It has Evoke Red, and when it enters the battlefield, we destroy a target artifact. Really, you're only going to be casting it towards Evoke cost. It's pretty good at that. It's a 1-mana destroy target artifact that is a creature spell, which is some people will bring in negates against us, and then we can just Ingot Chewer when we know we're going to face one down. It's pretty good. If you have to, you can cast it for 5, and it's a big beater. Okay, it's a 3/3 beater. It's not that big, but it's something. to get on the board and get in that damage. 2 Quartz Smelter Dragon. 6-drop 5/5 flying isn't bad, but the ability is what puts it over the top. It's got 3 red destroy target artifact, and then it gets +X/+O, where X is the artifact CMC. So really, we just care about this destroy part. It's repeated destroy effect, so we can use that turn after turn, and even multiple times in a turn if we have that much mana, which hopefully we will. And then we run 2 Glissa Sunseeker. At first I was skeptical of this card. It's probably the only card in Magic that checks the amount of mana in your mana pool, besides Omanoth. And yeah, Omanoth gets +1/+1. He's a legendary creature. Anyway, she destroys target artifact if its CMC is equal to the amount of mana in your mana pool, which is really nice. With her and Land Shaper or Coding on the field, you destroy a land every turn, which is really just... Some decks can't handle that. It's just insane against some decks. And then we run 9 Forests, 9 Mountain. I really felt like there were... When I was running 20 lands, I felt like I was drawing way too many lands, so instead we took out 1 of each and put a Shatter in the board. I haven't been too mana screwed so far, although I haven't tested much with the 18 lands. Onto the rest of the sideboard, we run 4 Nature's Claim if we need. Actually thinking about mainboarding this instead of Shatter, because in the end we're a control deck and we don't care about that 4 life, we're going to kill them anyway. Thinking about taking out Shatter or even, yeah, Shatter, because these things are really good. But, because it's a 1-drop. Actually, I'm not even sure if I'm going to that's... I'll go check that. Anyway. And then we run 4 Pyroclasm against token decks, which can just kill us. And, you know, it's a good card. If you're not going budget, you might want to run the 1 red deals 3 Anger of the Gods. That's good. It's a Pyroclasm-like effect, but it exiles and it costs 1 red more. There really isn't any deck we've struggled against. We really just die to ourselves. Right now, I think averaging $32 on TCG Player, which is rather budget for the modern format. Yeah, it is modern legal, in case you wonder. Just to clear that up. It's a pretty cheap deck for the modern format. I like building fun budget decks. Probably not fun for my opponent, but I like it. This has been Liquimetal Coding, or as I like to call it, Red-Green Control. And this has been Baroque MTG.